that road trip? Looking at those stats, how far away does?
You feel like we played them a month and a half ago. Yeah.
Bryce, just how did it feel for you to be able to have that performance against Baylor? What was the post-game scene like?
It was great, man. It was a blessing. I was able to come in the locker room and they showered me with lots of water, and it was just a great experience.
What do you think kind of helped you have that turnaround in that game?
I think just the preparation. As a team, we prepared very well for them. We went over scouting report lots, and we knew that if we got out in transition, we'd get some easy ones, and luckily we made some shots late and was able to pull it out.
Bryce, your scoring has been one of the consistent threads in Big 12 play so far. Did Saturday feel like maybe a bit of a slow build?
Sure. Yeah, you could say that. I was able to, like you said, find the rhythm. Get some easy ones. I was able to knock down my free throws late and just play off my teammates.
Isaac, you were pretty blunt with your feelings after the Texas game on radio, I think it was. How did you think the team kind of responded to your leadership, to different speeches going on throughout the week? Obviously, one in the Baylor game, but how did they respond?
We responded real good, which was expected, honestly. That's kind of our Achilles heel right now. We kind of play with desperation whenever we feel like our backs is against the wall, or we feel like the people doubting us or something like that. That's whenever we play our best. But that's why we kind of the good team that we are now instead of great. But we're gonna finish out great because tomorrow we gotta take a step in the right direction, see if we're gonna be focused and have that motivation still off a big win. That's our biggest thing right now is maturity off after wins and stuff like that. So we gotta just stay focused and play like we didn't win.
You've been on this team in a lot of different scenarios. How do you how does this team continue keep the ball rolling, so to speak?
I believe it's just the foundation that's really been built here at this program. Coach B, he didn't swept KU in his season before. He didn't started off the regular season 0-9 in conference play before. He didn't been to the tournament where we finished hot last year. So it's no situation that Coach B hasn't seen himself as a head coach here. He didn't see his highs and lows. So it's pretty much anything that gets thrown at us, it's nothing new.
And then you've seen Bryce come in here as a highly touted guy. Obviously had his struggles at Kansas, kind of had some struggles early in the season. What did you think of his performance on Saturday?
Oh, that guy, he gets buckets. He gets buckets. So, you don't really got to, no matter what he's shooting, one night might be 2 for 12, next night might be 12 for 12. You never know. As long as you don't see no 1 for 2 from a guy like Bryce, that means that his confidence isn't there when he's 1 for 2 or something. So you look at the charts, he's always getting his shots up, which is good shots too. He's not forcing them. He's taking shots within the game. And that just lets us know that he's staying aggressive and he's keeping his mindset. And, Saturday he came up big, which was, expected for a guy like him.
Bryce, but within your game, what do you feel like's been better or changed since really the calendar turned and the scoring has come?
I think just being able to pick my spots, knowing when I'm open, when I'm not. Just being able just to knock down those easy shots, those open pull-ups, those open threes, getting my free throws, just the little things, knowing when I'm open and when I'm not. I think it's been a big jump for me.
It might be a silly question, but how do you improve on that or go about being better about picking your spots?
That's something that you can see in film. It's hard to know that during the game, but when you go back and you watch it and you see certain reads where you could have did something better or passed it or shot it. So just being able to watch film, being able to critique myself, like I'm critiquing anybody else is very, very good.
A while ago, I think the phrase like mental block was kind of said, maybe hovering around this team a little bit. Do you guys still feel like that exists, or did a win against the number 1 team on their floor, does that kind of take that away?
What'd you say?
Like a mental block on this team, kind of early in the season. I know in the first few games of Big 12 play,
mentally can't get over something like a mental wall.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're saying like whenever we got told about the tournament type deal, like that'd be a mental block? Or
yeah,
something?
well, I
Like,
think
what you
even
talking about?
That would be like a mental wall.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think even earlier in the season, like mental block might have not been the right term, but just kind of like mental struggles a little bit, or like trying to get the team going.
Yeah.
Does the win against Baylor is that what kind of can get you through something like that?
I think it's a step in the right direction, but like you said, that's just one game. We have to be able to perform, over and over. Because we had really good mental toughness that game. Late, being able to close it out, get stops, all that different stuff. So I think it's just we can't rule it out now, but if we're able to do it night in, night out every game, then I can say that the block is gone.
Bryce, what does that mean to you, just as someone who's gone through the highs and lows of this program for a while? What did that mean to you in the greater scheme of your career to have that history-making road win against the #1 team and be part of that post-game celebration?
You know, honestly, I didn't really see the magnitude of it, until probably just like Sunday or something. And I remember after when we was getting off the bus to get on the plane, I told Coach B like he deserved that win. You know what I mean? Because like there's so many things, so many hours he puts into this. Like that guy, he puts in so much work for this. I want to win for his sake most of the time. I want to win because I want him to be happy. But he told me, he was like, nah, we deserved it. And y'all, he said y'all deserved it really. You know what I mean? And for a second I just thought like, man, like you think back to the summer, all the work you done put in, all the running, all the different things like that. It paid off being able to go on the road and beat the #1 team. But like Bryce said, it don't count for nothing tomorrow. So like we trying to get that up out of our heads and really focus on tomorrow. We got to take a step forward and being a great team and going out there and playing.
I know
Right.
every game in Big 12 is important, but you're coming off one of the bigger wins certainly in your career. You've got TCU tomorrow. You swept by TCU last year. Is maybe you guys put something a little bit more into tomorrow, or?
Yeah, I think we just focus on us, play with the same amount of focus. Not the same plays will be made. That's not what we're trying to do. The same shots to be made. We're more focused on our focal point and like how focused we are entering the game mentally. How we was that game. And then on top of that, I don't know. I think I got a losing record against TCU in my career. Like I've never won at TCU. I think we only beat them here once my sophomore year. Then we beat them last year. We was up 8, like a minute 40. So like I gotta get them clipped. We gotta clip them.
How similar, how different are they from last season?
I mean, they're a great team. They pretty much, what's it called? What's the coach name over there? Jamie Dixon.
Dixon, yeah.
Yeah, Dixon. He got the same philosophy over there. Rebound, threes, different things like that. But Mike playing at a high level. So you never know what a team like that can do. A guy like that can go for 30, and it can be all crazy and loose in there. So we just gotta come focused and do what the game plan is.
I think a lot of the people who come to watch you guys tomorrow night are going to wonder if Saturday was a turning point. I mean, does it feel that way to you? And as much as you're saying you want to, put it in the rearview a bit to look on at what's forward, how does it maybe stand in the course of the season?
I think we 2-3. Yeah, we 2-3. So it can't really be that much of a turning point just yet. We got to start seeing some more. We got to get above 500. So. We want to take credit for the win, most definitely. Don't get us wrong, but we just don't want to supersize that win and keep it on our mind so much because us personally, we know what it does to us as a team. As you've seen, we went out there so flat against West Virginia and then, was flat out there against Texas Tech after having a big win here against Texas. So we just got to stay humble and, if we want to keep feeling that success, we got to have, a quick forget about type mentality of losses and wins.
It wasn't his best game this season, but Rondell had some pretty big moments against Baylor. Do you guys feel like he's maybe close to being back to his old self?
I still think he's close to himself, but like you said, he made some tremendous big plays when we played Baylor. Something that really like saved the game. He had one where he was diving out of bounds and saved us possession. Those are the little things that don't always show up on the stat sheet, but coaches know, our players know how big of an impact he's had.
Bryce, after the Baylor game, when I saw on Twitter, you were the guy that got to write the win number on the board, and I'm guessing it was Coach Mike that had put the word courage up there. By it, what was the kind of the message? I'm assuming based around courage. What was the message going into that game?
Just to have courage, man. Just to believe in ourselves. Know what kind of work we put in. That we deserve it. And he was just preaching how when we play together and we play how we're supposed to, we can beat anybody. And that's really what we did. So he just put that up there and was like, look, guys, like. You have courage and you know what you can do. Anything is possible, and we went out and we did.
Does anything change mentally when you're playing the #1 team like that? I've talked with some coaches where they're like, you can't change anything. Other coaches, they're like, you gotta like psych yourself up, or you gotta get yourself up to that level. Does anything change mentally when you're going into a game against the #1 team?
For me specifically, I try to just keep everything at an even kill. No matter who I'm playing. I try to keep my preparation the same. So that way there's no kind of up and down, I don't want to feel like I have to get up an extra 1,000 shots just because I'm playing the #1 team. I want to keep everything the same, and if it's working, then I'm able to go out there and perform it. I think the same is like that for Coach Boyd.
What was the road trip like for you guys? Those 3,000 miles in 5 days. Have you done anything like that before?
It was hectic. Body was hurting. It was hectic, but that's what they had us down for, so we had to get it done.
It's part of the job. I get it done.
Do you ever want to do it again?
I'm homesick fast. I'm a guy that whenever I'm at the crib, I want to leave. But once I'm gone for like 2 days or something, I'm like, man, I need to get back to my bed. Like,
For real.
Well, to ask you guys out, we'll take the Baylor win off the table. What was the highlight of the trip somewhere along the way from the travels?
I don't know.
Shoot, I don't know. We had lost 2
Yeah.
games. It wasn't.
Yeah, there weren't many highlights.
You don't remember much of
highlights.
it.
Yeah.
Well, how about the ride back? How was that?
Plane ride.
Yeah,
'Cause
plane
it was only
ride
what,
was
45
nice.
minutes.
Yeah,
So we was
a
up.
quick
Yeah,
one,
we was up talking.
That was a great plane ride back.
Any favorite plane movies to watch or movies in the hotel room?
No, we don't watch the plane movies.
I have my little Netflix stuff downloaded, so I have my shows going or whatever.
What shows do you like?
I'm currently watching Money Heist.
Money Heist is
It's
fire.
Yeah, it's a good one. Kind of got me hooked right now, so I'm trying to let off a little bit, or else I'll finish the whole season in a day. So
Y'all watch Money Heist?
I have not seen
Do you watch it in Spanish and just English subtitles, or do you watch it in English voice?
I got
Spanish with the subtitles.
See, I do English
I gotta do
voice.
the
yeah,
English.
English
Now
voice,
kind
even
of
though it's
messed me up a
long.
little bit, yeah, it's a little
Even
off,
if
but
it's
I
long,
can still process
Now,
it.
did you guys watch Squid Game? How did
Yeah,
you
I
do
watched
that?
it,
Subtitles though, or with the
I
dub?
did double English.
I did the English voiceover
Yeah.
too. Even though the mouth's a little off, like,
Yeah.
you good though.
It throws me off too much.
Yeah, it does. It definitely
If you
does.
really just try not to focus on the
Yeah.
mouth like too
Try to
much, you have
listen.
like look at the screen, but don't focus on their mouth. And just
Yeah.
look at the screen and try to watch everything. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
For real.
So how'd that plane ride back rank all time in terms of the most fun plane rides y'all have had? Come back from Waco.
I mean, it was regular. Like we was just joking, laughing, like usual.
Yeah.
Like we wasn't doing nothing out of our minds. But the flight's just different. It's
Yeah,
just a different type of aura in there when you
especially
win.
When you win, it's definitely a
You
different
know,
type.
when you lose, you really not supposed to be talking too much on the
Yeah.
plane. Coach don't
Yeah.
want to really hear nobody like that. You know what I mean? But when you win, you free. Like you can do it. You know what I mean?
For real.
Bryce, analytics haven't been too kind to the mid-range jumper.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of seems a spot where you're really comfortable. Has anybody ever tried to change that about your game, or kind of what are your thoughts on that?
Not really. I mean, I've seen a lot of the analytics or whatever on that, especially like in the NBA. You know, they do a lot of that kind of stuff. But I'm always seeing people being able to thrive, in that area. Like Devin Booker, who's one of my favorite players. CJ, McCollum, CP3, just to name a few that have really excelled. I mean, it's just an extra part of your game. Why not be able to be at 3 level where you can score in the paint, mid range, and 3? So I just think it's good. I'm able to get to it.